Good morning, good morning. I know my opening words are normally this, but I am back. Oh, I'm so happy. The last couple of weeks have been absolute hell. Obviously, you saw my vlog might be a bit longer than most because obviously I haven't been on it for a while. But yeah, I obviously you saw me go into hospital. That was last Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, a week Tuesday. Not the Tuesday, just gone the Tuesday before that. Because obviously I had agony again, where I was delirious, I was shaking, I was sweating. So we had to get an ambulance out for me, and it was the same thing as before. It was my stent inside had blocked up for some weird reason, because the last time they put one in me was in April. So they got me in there. Oh God, I was in so much pain. The ambulance kind of picked me up and got me there, and it was mad because obviously I was just hoping to give me some morphine, which they did. They injected me in the arm with some, and then they put a big creamy one in the cannula in my arm. Didn't work. So they rushed me down to the esophagus man. He went down my throat, pulled out the old stent and put a fresh one in. So as the afternoon went on, the pain eased and I was getting better and better. So within a couple of days I was okay, but they kept me for 5 days, 6 days nearly. And it drove me freaking bonkers. I really didn't like being there. It's worse than prison, and as you know, I've been there, done that. And I was in my own little room, all on my own. And it was just, it drove me mental. I didn't like the food. And then I started to deteriorate being in there. It was getting me down where I couldn't eat anymore. I'd lost my appetite and so on and so forth. So they finally said I could go home. Oh God, I was so happy. Oh yeah, and my COVID. That was the other thing. So I got on the Tuesday and they injected me with this, that and the other to get rid of the pain and changed my stent and stuff. And then they did a swab. And on the Wednesday they came and said, mate, you've got COVID-19. I went, oh, God. Anything else I can get? Just to sort of add to my list of things that I can catch or whatever. So that was a bit of a kick in the stones, but obviously it frightened me. I thought, oh, here we go. I've got lung cancer. I'll be dead within a couple of days. But there's a lot of hype. They're overhyping it a bit. I know it's very sad that people are dying worldwide. But like, for instance, there's 73 million people here and only 40 people died yesterday. So there's me thinking, I've got this, that and the other, but I had no side effects at all. It was the oddest thing. And I spoke to some of the nurses in there and they've already had it. They've got it and it's gone. So, yeah, I was sitting in hospital and they kept on coming in regular with all of their PPI on, and that was frightening in itself, all sort of covered up with all this stuff, and coming in to see little old me sitting in his bed in his bloody hospital, and they were taking my temperature like every hour in my ear, and they'd take my bloods twice a day and like a proper pincushion, and they'd do the thing was the temperature was right, my blood pressure was good, my bloods were good. I've still got a bit of an issue with my bloods in my liver. So today I'm meeting my Macmillan nurse, Sandra, bless her, and we're going to. I said I don't want to go to the hospital again. I just need to be away from it for a while, because that's where I think I caught it. To be honest, I've been there so regular, having my blood tests like twice a week over the last months or so on and so forth. Yeah. So she's meeting me today outside the hospital in the car park at 10 o'clock, and we're going to do a swab test there just to make sure that my COVID's gone, and then I can get on with my chemo again, because obviously my liver is an issue at the moment. It's I've got liver cancer and it's malignant, so it's very active, and obviously I want to try and slow that down, and by going in for my chemo again and activating that should help no end. But I'm so freaking happy, I tell you. My appetite's been coming back bit by bit. It was a case of I was eating like a bowl of Weetabix with 2 Weetabix, then I'd have a pot noodle in the afternoon. That was my daily intake at home. But now yesterday I had, I had poached eggs on toast yesterday morning, 2 eggs, 2 bits of toast. I had a whole punnet of strawberries. What did I have for lunch? Oh, I had sushi for lunch. And then in the afternoon, what did I have? So I had some pineapple cubes. And then last night I had a peanut butter sandwich. So that was yesterday was the biggest day of food intake I've had in the last, say, 10 days or so, if not longer. So, and you don't realise it, but obviously when I came home from hospital, I was so weak. I'd not eaten for 2 days. And you don't realise how much you need food to sort of be energised. and active, and I couldn't even walk up from here to the toilet. I was so weak. But now I'm starting to bounce about a bit. I'm a bit more bouncy, and yeah, I'm just obviously I'm not going to get silly. I do a little bit every time I do a little bit each day. It makes me happy. So I do this a little bit, like yesterday. I got my hands and knees and hoovered the carpet in my caravan. Just little things like that, and I'm being more active. I'm moving up and down a bit more now, because obviously when I was in hospital I just sat in bed for 5 days. There's nowhere to go. It's a little tiny room, so my muscle degradation was ridiculous. I lost loads of weight, so I'm starting to put weight back on now. But yeah, I'm just so I just rang my friend in Japan, Harry. We had a FaceTime. It's so nice. I love modern day world. There's me chatting away to him. We were having such a laugh because he's bought himself a little dinghy, a little outboard and that. And him and his family go out, and away to the weather there at the moment. And he lives on a little island. He lives on a little island. He said he could drive around his island in like half a day, or 3/4 of a day in his little boat and that his dinghy. But it's beautiful. I love it. I'm so happy for him. And he's just said, and he's always been a seaman anyway, like me. We've always been part of the ocean. He crossed the Atlantic when he was a lot younger. But he's only got a 3 horsepower on the back of it, and he can't plane. He can't go very fast. So he's got to do a test or something out there. It's quite weird.